كل حته حد والله ما عارفين الكلام
ولا بيحوق هنا ولا بيحوق هنا. الحمد لله.
الواحد يجي يدعي عليهم تحس انك انت بتدعي لهم.
ما تقدرش تلف دلوقتي ها؟ ما تقدرش تلف.
صعب والله يا حبيبي.
معلش طلعنا على الكوبري كده هنتمشاه وخلاص. كروس جودة كروس مليون ووك ليكو. يلا بقول لك نيجي نطلع
كل ما تسمع
طيب هذا طيب.
hello hello welcome back hello
Give me this. Give me this. You're right. You're right. Don't worry.
وحطها فين؟
هنا يلا. Hold tight and lean back.
شوفوا الضفران. خلاص صورة أول بعدين
Hello.
دماغه صح؟
How is it the second
خلاص
floor?
يا
Good. Yeah.
They ain't picture me like this, shit me either. They ain't picture me like this, shit me either.
So deep.
They ain't picture me like.
hi man, reporting live from Cairo. I'm gonna try to cap y'all down as much as I can, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think this the perfect backdrop, the perfect motherfucking backdrop. Hold up, I need to make sure I get a good understanding as to like what the fuck kind of. Okay, it's way too close right now. Alright, cool. Alright, yeah, man. As you can see, I'm out here, pyramid living. I'm still in Africa. As you can see, you know what I'm saying, up here in Egypt. I feel like they try so hard to separate Egypt from the rest of Africa in order to separate like what the fuck black people did and accomplished right behind me. You know, the same way America don't look like the ancient America nowadays because of colonialism. It's the same way here, man. Egypt didn't look like this. Egypt was a black country, a black territory. Egypt wasn't even Egypt, it was Kemet. So, that being said, I felt the need to come up here and see the pyramids and just like touch this shit because of my DNA results showing that I'm a descendant from Pharaoh Ramses III. I won't be able to get a chance to do that on this trip, but I'm gonna for sure be back to Africa, so I ain't really too worried about it for real. But I always envision this, but actually being here is still surreal. You dig what I'm saying? I just want to give y'all a quick rundown because I'm so behind on the recaps. I'm so behind on like every motherfucking thing. Ooh, I'm scared to put that in there. Yeah, no. Yeah, man. So this how it going down, bro. I don't even really want to talk about Cyprus, bro. For real. I want to break down Kenya, man. Takawiri Island was a blessing, man. Shout out to Fabregas. I got videos on all them. Shout out to Fadel, man. Shout out to that boy Philip, man. Philip gonna be a doctor. He trying to build a hospital on Takawiri Island. Shout out to that boy. ambition in his veins. Shout out to Lil Trevor. Shout out to Lil Finity. Shout out to Junior. Yeah, man, shout out to all them boys, man. Shout out to all my partners, man. Shout out to my little homegirls too, Joy. Shout out to my little homegirl, Cindy. Shout out to my little homegirl, Lucy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, all the little kiddos running around there, man. Gang, squad, man. Y'all don't want to see us, man. Shout out to my Basuba people. Shout out to Takawiri Island. Shout out to Fungano Island. Shout out to everybody in Homer Bay County. Shout out to everybody in Mbita. Shout out to the Juice Man. Y'all gonna see the videos on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and John really breaking that shit down. But can you change my life? Because it forced me into a lifestyle that I never thought I would have to adapt to. And it forced me into a lifestyle that I didn't think I would ever get a chance to see. It forced me into a lifestyle that I believed in at the same time. And me being honest and me knowing myself, I understand that a lot of the luxuries that I live in are comforts that I've normalized. And when I step outside of those comforts, life, of course, gets more difficult. But in me recognizing that in the moment, and at times kind of being forced to just accept it and embrace it, it really pushed me to a level of progression that I really hadn't felt in my life up until this point. I can go on and on about a bunch of different things that I just had to get used to. Bathing in the lake, taking a shit in a hole, in a shed, and really having to like readjust my lifestyle on a day-to-day basis. Really having to embrace, going out the grid. My phone being dead, like they use a battery to charge the whole village phone. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times my phone just gonna be dead. That was uncomfortable, but I just had to accept it, and I'm glad that I did, because I was able to connect in a much more deep way, in a much more real way, with the people around me and with everything I had going on. Man, it really opened my eyes to a lot, like even poverty. Like it challenged my perception of poverty. Like I had this concept of poverty that I thought that people were just helpless, defenseless, starving, sick, unable to do for themselves for real. And I quickly realized that I was sadly mistaken, man. I was sadly mistaken. I sadly underestimated the natural human way of life and how much it can provide to us. I underestimated the psychology of white America. I underestimated the propaganda and the ways, the tricky ways that they use to justify their intervention, justify their insertion, to justify their supremacy. Man, in order to understand this world, you're gonna have to dig a little deeper. You're gonna have to dig a little deeper, and you're gonna have to use a few more words. Everything ain't gonna be like concise. As long as you try to make the world a concise place, a very simple place, you're gonna live a life getting blindsided by a lot of shit. I learned that poverty don't just mean poor. It ain't that simple, bro. Poverty is a term that I'm starting to learn is applied to infrastructure. It's not applied to people's ability to survive. But we've been led to believe that. Poverty is more a term for infrastructure. What does your infrastructure look like? Or what luxuries do the infrastructure around you give you? Like in America, you could be in poverty and you could still have a washing machine, you could still have air conditioning, you could still have stuff like that. Whereas in Africa, like, they don't really have that. Like, they hand wash their clothes for the most part, even if they live in all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference between like a place like America and Africa. We just have more luxuries. When it comes to like real wealth and riches, bro, these people got it because they got the land. They got a land that's rich. They have a land that's wealthy. They have a land that gives and gives and gives and gives and gives. And a lot of places in Africa, people aren't going hungry, bro. They not. That's a misconception. That's a misconception. They may not have a lot of money, but they for sure not going hungry. Because one thing about it, two things for sure, that's a motherfucking fact. Mother Nature don't charge you a dime to eat. Mother Nature don't charge you a dime to live. Mother Nature don't charge you a dime to put clothes on your back. Just a little bit of work. Put in some work, you reap what you sow. That's just how it go. That's how it go. That's a natural order thing. White people came in and inserted all of this like shit. I mean, look around you. All of this shit that like ain't really necessary. Coke bottles and plastic and merchandise and all of this stuff that really ain't got no place in nature. So, from a civic standpoint, yeah, Africa is poor. The infrastructure is bad. Like a lot of roads ain't even intact, ain't even laid. But at the same time, Africa's so wealthy, bro. Like I seen fruit everywhere. And people go out and fish, they bringing back hella fish, bro. Like the land just give. And I also learned that like Kenya's like real, they still super like, they right there with the old ways. They right there. They ain't too many steps out of it. You feel me? And I was told that if people want to go to Nairobi and try to get a job, try to run it up, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. And then they get to a point where it ain't really working out for them. They can always go back to the village. They can always go back to the village. Always. Like, it's always going to be there for them because they still live on ancestral land. They can go back. They can grow food. They ain't got to pay for food. They ain't got to pay for a place to stay. We ain't got that. We ain't got that, bro. We ain't got that. And if that ain't wealth, if that ain't rich, quote unquote, man, I don't know what the fuck is, man. Cause they still living in the natural ways, but they still living on ancestral land. Ain't no land that I ever stepped foot on been mine in America. Born and raised up. Indigenous and all that. None of it, bro. All that shit been snatched from me. I've been having to pay rent. I've been having to pay for my existence since I was born. A lot of people in Africa don't have to do that. They don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So what is poverty? What is poverty when you gotta pay for your existence? Is you rich? Is you really rich? It sound like a scam to me, bro. It sound like a scam to me. Like, all the luxuries and stuff is cool, man, but I understand that they luxuries and I don't need them. I don't need them, bro, because at the end of the day, look at this shit around you, man. We at the mercy of our luxury every single day, bro. We're fucking up the planet by continuously making shit that has no place in the natural order. No place. You throw a bottle on the ground, it ain't gonna disintegrate or feed shit. You put a car in the junkyard, bro, it ain't gonna disintegrate or feed shit. The gasoline we make, the trash islands we make, the chemicals that we make, the bleach and all that shit, what the fuck we doing with it? It got no place in nature. It got no place in nature, bro. It got no place in nature. So what's gonna happen? Side effects. Just like when you put a pill in your body, when you put food in your body, when you put processed bullshit in your body and it has no place, guess what happens? Side effects. You gotta go somewhere. You gotta do something. It's gonna throw shit out of whack. We out of balance, we out of whack, man. We forgot that we a part of something bigger than ourselves, man. That's why it was so beautiful going back to Africa, because I saw black people, I saw us in our purest form. It was beautiful, man. Beautiful. I'm coming across tribes where the rites of passage is you gotta bring a line in order to get married here. You gotta bring a line. The whole way of life is following the big five animals: giraffes, rhinos, hippos, lions, wildebeests, and zebras. Out there with the crocodiles too. Out there with the hyenas too. Moving with the animals. That's their way of life. And guess what? When you come up on them, bro, they ain't mean mugging and looking all tough, nigga. They all smiles, bro. They want to take care of you. They want to take care of you, bro, because they heart pure. They heart pure. They live how they live, man. They live how they live. They live how their people live. It could all be so simple, bro. It really could. But people just want bullshit. People just want bullshit, but yeah, man, Africa changed my life. I might have to sign out. It's prayer time. Shout out to all my Muslims. I'm gonna holler at y'all a little later. Your boy out, boy. Real talk. Out here in this shit, you see it?